Hey, it's Jay here. I have seen several questions about what my thoughts are on the best gun in Blackhawk Rescue Mission 5. Honestly, I don't know if I can answer this question 100% accurately because there are many different situations you may find yourself in. But here are some of my top choices for BRM. Let's start with the open world game mode. I'll be ranking these on 3 levels: starter, mid-tier, and late game. As you can see on my screen, my first choice is a fully kitted M4A1. It's pretty standard, but coming in at a price of 1200 in-game credits, this weapon can easily be obtained by any new player after earning 200 cash. This cheap weapon houses an incredible stat of 583 DPS. The weapon does 77 damage to the head, 50 to the torso, and 35 to limbs. This lightweight rifle is a powerhouse in the right hands. I chose Quarry to showcase this weapon. The M4A1 can dominate at close to medium range. At longer ranges, equip an extended barrel to keep your damage drop off on the lower side. The weapon has really good ergonomics, range, bullet velocity, and recoil. I recommend investing in a different handguard and maybe a sight as your first purchases. The build I am using in this video contains a 1x hollow sight with a laser sight in front of it, the CUF stock, even though the Bravo stock is better, the RIS-2 handguard, the Summit vertical grip, and a War Pig muzzle attachment. I often forget that the M4 variants are within BRM5 until I am obliterated by them in PvP. Let's move on to the next gun. The next weapon that I would like to describe as mid-tier for open world is the AK-103. The price goes up quite a bit to a steep 5750 in-game credits. Obviously you can invest in weapons between your M4 and this one, but this, in my opinion, is the best rifle for open world. The AK-103 has a DPS of 750. It does 120 damage to the head, 75 to the torso, and 50 to the limbs. This weapon, unlike the M4, can get heavy after attachments are introduced. I chose Ronograd as this weapon fries close-ranged enemies. It also fares well to medium and long range as well. Like all weapons, throw an extended barrel on there to keep damage drop off on the lower side. The recoil is quite heavy on this gun, so my first investments would be a Summit vertical grip and maybe a sight. The build in the video contains a 1x EXP 818 sight, the default AK-12 stock, a 40x mag, which is best for open world, not PvP, an extended barrel, and the JayThyKay muzzle attachment. These stats are much more appealing than the default. If you can control the recoil, you will dominate any area. Our final open world weapon is the M2010. You may be surprised about this, but in my opinion, this is the end goal for any open world player. The M2010 is the second most expensive weapon, coming in at 17,000 in-game credits. Again, you can invest in other weapons such as a lower sniper, the M24, but this is the best weapon for open world. You could equip any sight on this weapon, that way you aren't limited to just an 8x sight. If you really wanted to, you could run a reflex sight and run Quarry, but I don't know why you would do that to yourself. The M2010 has a DPS of 133 because of its low fire rate. To make up for this, it does 300 damage to the head, 200 to the torso, 115 to the arms, and 85 to the legs. This is the highest damage you can do with a single shot. After using this weapon for at least 5 minutes, you will notice that you need to unscope after each shot. If you don't, your screen will shake as you chamber your next round. By unscoping, you can see your surroundings while reloading. I equipped an 8x sight, a Summit vertical grip, an extended barrel, and a Scout muzzle attachment. I opted for recoil control over movement speed. If you are running a close range build for some reason, go for a lighter build as your damage drop off will not be noticed at point blank. You are firing 300 Winchester Magnum point blank, so the enemy will literally be ripped apart. I don't think it matters that much. This concludes the open world section. Let's move on to PvP. PvP is a whole different subject, but its first entry is the same as open world. The M4A1 makes its appearance again. Here's the rundown of the stats. 1200 in-game cash, 583 DPS, 77 damage to the head, 50 to the torso, and 35 to the limbs. This weapon excels at close to medium ranges, and I lucked out and I got 2 amazing maps for showing. With just a few upgrades costing from about 2,000 to 3,000 credits, you can turn the default stats to this. The video footage is running the same build as in open world. You can opt for any other sight you want, but I wanted to keep it the same so I can show that any weapon can be used anywhere, open world or PvP. It just takes time to adjust. Let me see the build as fast as possible. Hollow sight, Bravo stock, RIS-2 handguard, Summit vertical grip, extended barrel, War Pig muzzle attachment. Enjoy the rest of the frags. The mid-tier choice for PvP, and I hate calling it a mid-tier, is the AUG A3. This is a powerhouse of a weapon. The price of the AUG A3 is 3,500 in-game credits. The reason the AUG A3 is a menace in PvP is the bullet velocity. It is the highest of all weapons other than snipers in the game, I believe. Put that with a DPS of 641 and the one-shot potential to the head. For 3,500 credits, this gun is overpowered. 105 damage to the head, 55 to the torso, and 25 to the limbs. Of course, the AK-103 can do this as well, but it doesn't have the fire rate the AUG A3 has. Kitting this weapon out with an ICOR sight, rail package handguard, extended barrel, summit vertical grip, and war pig muzzle attachment brings the stats here. At the cost of ergonomics, the velocity continues to rise and the recoil lowers. I may be a little biased as this is my favorite weapon in BRM, but I do agree that it does need a nerf. For 3,500 credits, I should not be using it over any of the other late game weapons such as the AS Val or the M2010. I think I speak for everyone when I say that at some point in their lives, they have hated this weapon. They either hate it because of how strong it is, or they hate it because of its iconic silent sound at the start of each round. Hey, that kind of rhymed actually. Sub to the channel for that rhyme. Anyways, come on. You knew I had to put the AS Val as the #1 weapon in Blackhawk Rescue Mission 5 in terms of PvP. This is the only gun in PvP, apart from the M2010, you see in every single PvP lobby. This gun has the stats of an elephant running you over and then laying on you to sleep for 2 hours. A DPS of 985 is disgusting. On top of this, you can one-shot someone if you hit them in the head. That shouldn't be allowed, but from the steep price of 22,000 in-game credits, I guess it makes sense. Let me put this into perspective. To get the A10 in open world, you would have to pay for over 2 of these guns. I agree with the high price. Once fully kitted out with a summit vertical grip, an ICOR sight, and an extended barrel, the gun just gets better. I mean, look at the stats. This weapon can be used at all ranges due to the high fire rate, but it excels at close range. The footage shows me playing aggressively whenever possible to ensure I get the most optimal kill. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know what your favorite part was in the comments below. Join the Discord to know when I upload next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. I normally don't do a closing like this, but I just want you guys to know how much I really appreciate you guys. We hit 6.3 thousand subscribers, 6,300 subscribers recently, and it's crazy that we just now hit 6,000. We're already 300 subscribers into that. Keep subscribing to the videos, guys. I put in so much effort in these videos for you guys, and I really feel like you guys do appreciate it. And just keep letting me know what you guys think by liking videos, subscribe to the channel, leave me some comments to talk to you guys with in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I almost said description. I always say description, but whatever. I just appreciate you guys a lot, and you guys are really good people. Thank you guys so much. That was cheesy, I know, but whatever.